Hey guys, welcome back to Shellriser Teaching. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, and our today's topic is Mussolini economic policies. Before discussing his economic policies, we need to have a small intro about the Benito Mussolini. So he was the former Prime Minister of Italy, and his full name was Benito Amilcare Andrea Mussolini. He was an Italian politician and journalist who founded and led the National Fascist Party in Italy. He was born on July 29, 1883 in Predappio, Italy. He died on April 28, 1945 in Guglielmo. His height was approx 5'7", and here are some important information about him, as in like his spouse name, his partner, his parents, his children, and his education was in University of Lucerne, and he was affiliated to the party National Fascist Party. So we are going to discuss about his economic policies through some short notes. So here we go. So firstly, Mussolini aimed to build a corporate state. He wanted to build a corporate state in Italy. He strived for autarky. Autarky basically means self-sufficiency. He wanted his country to be self-sufficient in each and every aspect. He wanted that there should be no import and export from Italy, and each and every product should be made in his own country. As he pursued these policies, many of Italy's old issues were left unresolved, including first was the industrial underdevelopment, as there was no import and export, so there was definitely no development of the industries. The divide between the north and south people were not able to communicate and were not able to work together due to his policy of autarky. His rural poverty, somehow his urban part of the country were good, but the rural poverty as in the same phase, and illiteracy, as there was no connection with the foreign countries, so there was the literature about only the Italy and not about the outside of the Italy. So next we go about his policies in 1922 to 27. This was the first phase of his policies. In his early years as PM, Mussolini engaged in a liberal economic style as an attempt to secure the support of industrialists. He firstly wanted the support of industrialists for himself so that he can secure his position in the Italy. Under control of Treasury Minister De Stefani, the government opened the economic landscape, facilitating businesses activity by removing barriers and providing incentives. These included, so basically he was in the favor of industrialist people, due to which his treasury minister named as De Stefani, they started to benefit the industrialist people or the corporative state of his country. Firstly, they lowered the corporate taxes. They basically decreased the taxes on the corporate sector of his country. They outlawed trade unions. They decreased government spending, establishing inflation, and privatized the telephone industry. So this was the first phase of his economic policies. Now when we talk about his next phase, that was the Battle of Lira, and that was from 1925 to 26. Lira is basically the currency of the Italy. In 1925, De Stefani was dismissed and Mussolini took over control of the Italian economy. So basically Mussolini dismissed his treasury minister and took over the Italy economy in his hands. Mussolini sought to reevaluate the lira, turning it into a strong currency to showcase his strong nation, yet he did this wish list completely disregarding Italian industries and consumers. Although lira was a weak currency, it made Italian exports very attractive, which was beneficial for Italy's economy, yet Mussolini believed that a weak currency symbolized a weak nation. Basically, Mussolini wanted to make lira as strong as the foreign currency because according to him the weak currency depicts a weak nation. Now, what was the value of lira? 150 lira was equals to 1 pound. At the time of Mussolini, the 150 lira was equals to 1 pound. 1 pound and 90 lira is equals to 1 pound, but this had adverse effect in the economy. Before 150 lira was equals to 1 pound, and then he made it to 90 lira is equals to 1 pound. So basically he increased the value of lira, but this affects the economy of the Italy. He started to exporting, industries went into depression, imports hindered by Mussolini practitioners tariffs. There was many problems that increase in his export and import system in Italy. Now we talk about corporatism. This was also his policy. Theoretically, corporatism proposed the corporations by set up for each sector of industry, and within each corporation there would be fascist trade unions to represent workers. Each corporation would set up its own production, pay, and working conditions, which were to be compromised between workers and businessmen. In case of disagreement, the issue would be taken to a labor court, where the dispute would be settled by the Ministry of Corporations amicably. Mussolini sought harmony between employers and employees while maximizing production. So this was his theory of corporatism. However, this did not work. Somehow his theory, the theory of Mussolini of corporatism failed out, and that doesn't work. The Italian Confindustria employers organization disliked trade unions and refused to share power with workers, as they wanted to secure businessmen control of industry. Also, Ministers of Corporation Giuseppe Bottai did not trust the union leader Rossini and wanted corporation to dominate industry, as he believed this would maximize production. Mussolini was reluctant to lose support of big business, and hence sided with Confindustria. Confindustria. Corporate revolution never materialized conflict between employers and employees. So his theory of corporatism led to the conflicts between the employees and employers, and the big businessmen wanted to control the labor, due to which this theory doesn't work, and he never achieved the pivotal role in the economy. So these were the economic policies of Mussolini. I hope you understand it, guys.